to show you the materials that you need. You need a graphite pencil, any kind is fine, an X-Acto knife, plastic eraser, and a kneaded eraser. So first I'll show you how to sharpen your pencil using the blade. Hold your pencil in your non-primary hand. In this case, mine is left hand, and mark a spot on your pencil, which is about 1.5 inches away from the tip. Holding on to the pencil gently with your non-primary hand, grab the blade and hold it in your primary hand, blade going away from you. Okay, gently hold on to the graphite pencil. The thumb is on top and the 4 fingers on the bottom. Same thing with the blade. This time the thumb is on the bottom, 4 fingers on the top. So making sure that the blade is going against from you, find the spot that you marked and then place the blade against the pencil so that it creates a perpendicular shape, and you're using the thumb of your non-primary hand to push the blade against the pencil and away from you. As you're doing this, rotate the pencil slowly inside your hand so you're getting all faces of the pencil. The goal is to make a sharp pointed pencil, so once you're done with the first step, move closer to the tip of the pencil and do the same thing. Don't apply too much pressure as it can break the lead. Okay, if you want it to be even sharper and smoother, use a sandpaper pad and smooth it out. Now we will start on the blind contour drawing. The subject I'm looking at is a flower vase. So you can start anywhere. I'm just looking at the flower vase and decided that maybe I want to start in the middle of the paper. So that's going to be the top of the jar. As you're tracing the outer edge and the information of your subject with your eyes, you are moving your hand at the same speed. So the blind contour drawing is all about hand-eye coordination. As you're tracing the edges as well as the information inside the jar with your eyes, you're just letting your pencil and hand move in the same angle and direction as your eyes. So you're just creating the marks as you see. I highly recommend that you do not lift off your pencil, and also the most important part of this exercise is not to look down at your drawing. Try to move very slow in the beginning until you get used to this. I know you will be tempted to look at your drawing at any point because you'll be curious how it's turning out, but the goal of this assignment is to immerse yourself in this exercise. Care less about your end product, but more so on the hand-eye coordination. The goal of this exercise is not to only get the outer edge of your subject, but all the information that you can. These will include the shadows, the textural components, wrinkles, and even the shapes of lights. As you observe all these informations, make sure that your hand is moving at the same speed and same place as your eye. So here I'm targeting the dried rose on the top right now, and I notice it has a very frail and wrinkled texture. So in order to capture that, I'm pressing very little on the pencil so that I can capture the fragility of the texture. Another strategy I'm using is I'm slowly rotating the pencil in my palm, so I'm not wearing out one part of the lead too much. Rotating the pencil inside my hand as I draw also helps me to create a very textured and vibrating type of line rather than a straight line. So I'm juxtaposing that kind of mark with some bold areas. So like wherever I'm drawing a part that has a dark shadow, or where I want to portray something more straight and sturdy like a stem of the flower, I will be pushing harder and try to make a straighter line. Here I'm looking at a leaf, a dried leaf, and seeing these a very small texture, like a zigzag texture on the outer edge of the leaf, and I'm trying to portray that using my lines. All of this I'm doing without looking down at the paper. So by this point I fully immerse myself in this activity. Although you're seeing the fast forwarded version, I'm still moving super slow on the paper. My goal is to control the amount of pressure. So some places you can press hard, some places you can press light, and what that does is give a range of darkness and a range of weight to your line. So try to increase that range. Be sensitive to how much pressure you're applying to pencil. Also be sensitive to how little pressure you can apply to the pencil, and like what you can barely touch the surface of the paper, but that's still going to make some sort of mark. It's going to be lighter and weaker mark compared to an area where you pressed hard. So I finished the blind contour drawing for the flower. I'm going to also use the empty space on the left to do one more exercise. This time I'm going to be drawing my hand, also blind contour method. So just gauge how much space you have on the paper and look at your form, which is the hand, your non-primary hand, I'm assuming. This time I'm starting on the top, my thumb area. So move really slowly on the paper as you're tracing your form with your eyes. Pay attention to the textures and overall characteristic of the form and try to capture that with the type of lines that you use. If you feel like your pencil has moved outside of your paper, it's okay. You can do something that's like air drawing and then come back inside the paper. Something that you should avoid doing is trying to squeeze all the information inside the paper. So what you're doing by doing that is compensating the proportion, and you're compensating the size of the object to fit in the paper. That's one common mistake that many beginning students make. So I'm working on my ring finger right now, then going to the middle finger. And as you see, the blind contour drawing is not perfect, but it has a quality that a drawing from observation does not have, which is this sense of freedom and expressiveness. And this is something that even master artists and very practiced artists return to. It helps them become loose, and it helps you to focus on your subject. This is the best exercise to practice your observation skills. So that's why we are starting this semester with this exercise. So if you have any more background or negative space, feel free to include additional blind contour drawing. But for my demo piece, I'm just going to stop here with my vase and my hand. Thank you for watching.